Hello, everyone.
Oh boy!
This is BG10. Welcome to our rambling review of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Season 3, Part 1. Because let's be honest, anyone who's a fan of this series knows that you can't really put Season 3 in one review because of the first half being completely filler arc with the virtual world arc, also known as Noah's Ark by the fanbase. So, final thoughts on the season before we go into specifics? Why is this here?
Why is this here? But also, why is this not as terrible as we thought it was gonna be?
At least for the last third of it.
Why was this just 2/3 really stupid and then 1/3 almost good?
Okay, so...
What?
Yeah, let's just be honest. The major issue with this is the fact that it's in the middle of the Battle City arc.
Yeah.
Like, it literally just detours away from the Battle City finals. That is the biggest issue with this, where it's like, if this was at the end of the season, I'd have a lot more happiness with it. I think people would be a lot kinder to it if it was at the end of the season. But it's like, oof.
Yeah. So, shall we discuss the Big Five? The Big Five are really cringy in a way that I found kind of amusing.
Judgment puns! Law humor! Business humor! Penguin!
Who has Taya's measurements, which isn't creepy at all! What? Why does he have her measurements? I mean, sure, he didn't mention those measurements, but I wouldn't put it past him.
Okay, so we're gonna go through the season in order then? Might as well go through, like, the Big Five in order of what they had, at least?
Sure.
Okay, the first one, who had the beautiful line of, "It's time to duel, as they say." That is hilarious because of the beginning.
Yeah. He's just like...
And it's like, I'm going to play Dark Karibo as my deck master.
Oh.
They really keep trying to make Karibo not as bad as you think, don't they? Okay, next one was Nightmare Penguin, dude. Where it's like... I will say, though, I am glad that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not Kingdom Hearts. They give Taya something to do.
Yeah. Taya's cool. That was a Taya is cool, so I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Taya had an actual duel, she didn't rely overly much on Yugi.
Yeah, it's not like the previous...
A little bit, but it felt justified to me. It wasn't, oh no, I'm going to lose. Oh, Yugi literally shows, I think what made it work for me was that it wasn't, oh, Yugi, oh, she's about to lose, and then Yugi comes in and does it for her. Instead, it's Yugi gives her a tool that she uses to win.
Yeah, that is kind of stupid still, though.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is nice to see
that little difference of Yugi gives her the tools to win herself makes it feel a lot better to me.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like, it feels less damsel in distressy to me.
Yep. Okay, next one was the courtroom one with Joey, where it's like, wow, Joey actually has to deal with a person who's literally saying, screw your luck.
Yeah.
At least for the first half.
So the duel itself was... So actually, like, that kind of brings me to a thing with this arc. The duels themselves are surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Like... The actual duels are pretty engaging.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, a lot of the mechanics are like, what?
I'm glad Deckmaster's
mean?
not a thing.
Deckmasters are stupid.
I'm very glad that's not a thing.
Yeah, but so some of the mechanics are kind of dumb, but they're actually like pretty well written, I think.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Okay, next one is the one with Duke, Serenity, and Tristan all fighting at once, where Tristan loses.
Good job, Tristan. You're the best.
I'm still saying I wish Tristan would die.
He's like, yeah, I'm good at duel monsters. Just kidding, I'm terrible at duel monsters. I just couldn't swallow my pride. Everybody loves
the reason Tristan was
a great character.
Well, actually, the reason Tristan was lying about his abilities was to impress Serenity, which was a holdover from season 2, where he said he taught Joey everything he knows.
Isn't Tristan a great character? Don't we all love Tristan?
I wish he'd die.
Tristan and my suffering.
Okay, the next duel was the Kaiba versus Big 5-1. That was probably the lamest one of them all.
Yeah.
Didn't help that my DVD was cutting out most of the duel, but it's like we still didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Okay, then there was the duel with all 5 of them at once in Tristan's body. Which was the Deckmaster keeps changing.
I mean, it was slightly interesting that they're like, haha, we have one of the bodies, now we can escape. But other than that, it was kind of whatever.
Yeah.
And then
the Big 5 died. Okay, so, we gonna go over over major new character here?
Yep. It's your boy
Noah Kaiba.
Noah Kaiba. I am
the first 2 parts the first 2/3 of this season, I'm like, okay, you exist.
He is extremely underwhelming, and I was making fun of him every time he was on screen.
And then the last third happened.
He does not have very much presence.
And then the backstory part happened.
And the backstory happened, and I'm like, what? This is actually really well written. What is going on?
Yeah, I know. It's like, wow, what happened here?
Like, he has a great, he actually has a really good motivation. He's tied into, like, some of the main characters, so, it's pretty engaging and interesting. You have, like, an interesting story with, like, Kaiba, and you get an interesting backstory with, like, Seto Kaiba and Mokuba and their father and stuff, and it's, like, it's actually, like, really well done. I'm like, why is this here all of a sudden?
It's the one shining part of this filler arc, honestly.
Yeah. However, at the same time, there was definitely some plot stuff with this where I was like, what? Like, he's like, oh, I have a door that lets me go into the real world and take over a body that's connected to the virtual world. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me that you concocted this huge, complicated plan and worked with these people you don't even really trust and did this whole duel monsters thing and lost, like, and that, like, your backup plan was to go through it, was to connect someone to the virtual world and then go through a door.
Yes.
Why was that not your plan A?
Because he wanted to show off how better he is than Kaiba.
So why didn't you connect Kaiba, duel him, and then be like, oh darn, I lost. I guess I'll just go through my door now.
Because he wanted to screw with Kaiba first, was the whole point of it, his goal there.
But he could just be, why didn't you just be like, oh man, I lost. See ya. Hi, door. I taken over your body, Kaiba.
Well, that's kind of what he did.
And honestly, that kind of leads into another thing. Honestly, I think this whole arc would have been, I get they needed enough episodes to fill filler section. And
Yeah.
that's why this even exists in the first place. But this whole storyline would have been better. They actually wanted this to be a good storyline, and they weren't doing it for filler. Just basically just skip the Big Five entirely.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as the Big Five are gone, the writing is suddenly actually pretty good.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what the hell happened? Again, this arc just makes no sense. Why is this here? Slowly drowning woman cam, should I mention?
Yeah, also, it's just hilarious that, like, Maya's just slowly drowning in sand this whole time, and,
Merrick's just bored.
what's his sister's name? She's just sitting on the blimp twiddling her thumbs.
Merrick's just bored and starts blowing stuff up.
That's the funniest thing. He's just like, I'm bored. I'm gonna walk off the ship. Ooh, a door!
Bang.
Darn it! It won't let me in. I will put my wand on it. Ha ha! I smashed the door.
Hiya, computer!
Computer!
Okay, I'm
What's on
done.
the computer? I'm gonna go back on the blimp now. Dumpty dumpty.
It's like they had absolutely nothing for the major villain to do in this arc.
It's the funniest thing. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, there's also Kaiba's dad, who's also a program, and it's like, okay, you exist, bye.
Oh no, I got to fight Kaiba! I'm gonna beat you, Kaiba! No, I will delete your graveyard and then I'll win! No! How could you defeat my flawless plan? Ah!
Exodia Necros is the most disappointing boss monster in this whole series.
I mean, it was kind of cool that they were. I do kind of like the idea that he's like, I'm gonna try to beat you. I'm gonna try to beat Kaiba with the thing that made him lose at the start. That was a cool idea.
Except for the fact that he
But it
could
was a
have
little
just made the actual Exodia and would have had a better shot.
Yeah, but I think that was his plan A, and then his plan B was to use Necros.
I don't freaking know, but it's like, God, this thing sucked. Like, Noah's the only good part of this arc. And that's still not saying much because it's like, oh yeah, should we also mention the 4Kids thing of I will come back. He never comes back.
He
He's
probably
dead.
knowing him, he probably uploaded his data to another file.
About that.
Unfortunately, nobody knows where it is.
Yeah.
And there's no
that.
supercomputer powerful enough to run it.
Huh. Yeah.
That's my headcanon for why he doesn't come back.
Meanwhile, in the Japanese version, it's that he doesn't.
Yeah,
The computer blew up.
He did.
And again, never mentioned again. Except for very few passing lines.
Yeah, as Kaiba mentioned.
Time to put this nonsense. Let's put that nonsense aside. Let's forget this nonsense ever happened and get back to the real game at hand.
Exactly, Kaiba.
Which, being honest, is a good thing to do. Okay, Joel. Let's pull out the ultimate decision on this arc. Watch it or don't. Is there enough in here to warrant a watch? Because you can't just say watch the last third because you'd miss all the build-up.
I would say it's good enough that it's optional. It's optional material. I'd say you don't need to watch it, but it might be fun enough for it. Might if you want to watch a goofy time and have a good laugh and maybe have a little bit of a semblance of a good story in there at some points. Go ahead and watch it. It's surprisingly less terrible than I expected. but
to me as well, because this is
decent.
This is the Yu-Gi-Oh thing that I knew the least, and I was like, oh, this sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's surprisingly decent. So if it sounds fun to you, I'd give it a watch. But it's definitely not necessary viewing material.
Yeah, it's not worth stopping the build-up of Battle City for. Is definitely a definite point.
So,
like, why is this here?
So maybe what I'd recommend is skip it and then come back to it after Battle City.
Yeah.
If you feel like it.
Yeah, if you want to, at least just watch it after you do Battle City Finals, which is the next Rambling review, by the way. Yeah. But it's like, oof, this, and no, we haven't watched, Joel hasn't watched the rest of season 3 yet.
Yes,
but it's like, oh jeez, this exists.
Yeah.
This exists. It's the worst arc of the whole series. Ugh.
But surprisingly decent considering that fact.
Yeah, it's the worst arc, but it's not horrendous.
It's a heck of a lot better. I'll tell you this: it was a heck of a lot more enjoyable than the Dragon Ball Z filler. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I will have to say that this is a lot better than fake Namek and such.
And freaking Bulma just failing at life.
Yeah.
And the show being like, "Hey, laugh! Why are you not having a good time? I specifically requested it."
Yeah, this part exists. So if you have time to kill to watch 24 episodes of filler, there's worse filler you could watch in other shows. It's not the worst thing you'll watch.
Yeah.
Like, again, if you want to, I see no fault in it, but it's like, you can skip this and have nothing miss.
Yeah.
And miss nothing. Really.
So I think that's about
all. We got
all
anything else?
I think that's about all we have to say about this.
Yeah. Deckmasters are stupid. Glad it's not a thing.
We're bringing back Deckmasters. Oh no!
No, it won't. It's been 5. It's been 5 series since this stupid arc existed, and literally nothing from this arc shows up besides for the monster cards. And even then, half of them have their rules changed because of obvious reasons. Because again, this arc means nothing.
What? Because it's not. What, you mean it's not overpowered? It's not overpowered for your monster to just come back to life as soon as it's killed? That seems fine to me.
Or, you know, the entirety of the freaking arc giving you 1 trillion life points with your graveyard.
Hello there, Yugi. I have 10,000 life points. How are you doing? Oh, you only have 100.
Oh, should we also mention the stupidity of the religious names being changed? Which makes absolutely no goddamn sense at all. Like, some names are changed, but some aren't.
It's like, should we change the name? Should we change the, like, I think the Egyptian people viewing this might be offended that we're using the name of, that we're using Osiris to represent a character, to represent a monster in a TV show. They might be offended. We need to change that. What about Ra, the one that absolutely every Egyptian will know, and even a bunch of people that only have a passing familiarity with Egyptian mythology.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, that was fine. That was fine. Just leave that one.
What?
No one cares. No one will mind.
In fact, it's not like Ra's the main villain's monster or anything.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about a thing.
But yeah, Virtual World was stupid.
Don't worry about a thing. Let's put this nonsense behind us.
Slowly drowning woman cam.